Thanks to Gaijin Entertainment and War Thunder for sponsoring this video. War Thunder is available for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. Alright, so we're back in the world of Where Winds Meet, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over my Powerhouse Strategic Sword Bleed build. A lot of you told me that the dual wields were great, but if I wanted a real bleed juggernaut, then the Strategic Sword was the way to go, and well, here we are. What we're using in this build is a combination of the Strategic Sword. The Strategic Sword has insane mobility and arguably the best bleed application in the entire game, giving you the capabilities of putting an extreme level of bleed on enemies while keeping you relatively safe. In addition, we're using the Heaven's Quaker Spear. This weapon functions as one of the best buffing tools for your bleed focused build, and while some like to use the Nameless Spear, keep in mind the Heaven Quaker Spear actually gives you a pretty strong buff when you use your charge ability. Keep in mind, because this isn't on the tooltip and it's a little bit hidden, players actually don't know this. Nonetheless, we're going to be cycling between these two weapons, and as you could probably tell by looking at the DPS charts in this clip, I'm reaching close to 300,000 on these charts, and admittedly, I'm not even using good weapons. I'm still messing up my rotation because I'm still learning, and I'm still dominating the DPS charts. So even without great gear, we're dominating. Let me show you how to put this together. Alright, now that you guys have a better idea of who the build is for and how it works, let's go over the pieces. So first off, for our martial arts, we're going to be using the Strategic Sword and the Heaven Quaker Spear. So, as I said in the intro, it's pretty clear that these two synergizes extremely well. Again, want to thank you guys for pointing it out in my last video that this is one of the best bleed synergies, and of course it absolutely deliver. Now we're going to go over the gear, and I want you guys to keep in mind that the gear that I'm using is not very min-maxed out at all in any capacity, and the footage that you've seen so far was before I upgraded my gear. This was just me getting level 51 gear, going into the mission, and then just fighting with whatever I got. So I just want that to be very clear so people know that even I'm playing like a potato, I'm messing up my rotation, I'm still getting 300,000 damage. It's like, it's not even that hard. For our set, we're using the Hawkwing set for our weapon, and we're using the Eagle Rise set for our armor. Now, why are we using this? First off, this is going to give us pretty good damage because we're doing affinity rate based stuff, and when we trigger this, this is going to give us Hawkwing, which is going to give us 2% physical damage, stacking up to 5 times for 10%, which is pretty good. And for the armor set, whenever we proc any form of damage over time or heal over time, this is going to give us an instance of damage reduction, and once we reach 10 stacks, 5 stacks rather, we're going to get 90% damage reduction on the next hit, 45% against bosses, so it's halved. This is just a great defensive tool since we're always going to be doing damage over time. This is a bleed focused build. Now, let's go over the different pieces. What we're looking for our like accessories and armor. We're looking for power, we're looking for minimum and maximum damage as usual. So you see here on my gloves, we got minimum physical attack, so that's something we want to get. Anything like that, we can even go with like minimum bell strike stuff. That is acceptable. That's what is ideal for the build, but you're going to only do what you can do. We're still doing like level 51 gear, so it's not going to be our permanent gear. Regardless, I'm just going to just briefly show you what we're rocking with. Max Silk Bind attack, double with HP, nothing great here. This one has minimum bell strike, this one has minimum bell strike, and then as I told you a second ago, we got power, airborne attack, and a dead affix. So as you can see here, our gear is garbage and we're still topping DPS charts. Going over to our armor, this one did roll affinity rate, which is actually pretty good for the build. We got a min stone split attack, which doesn't really do much for us. We got crit rate on this one, we got crit rate on this one, and then our only good piece is our legs. I'm very proud of this piece because it's really beautiful, but we have attack, maximum HP, minimum attack, precision rate, which is okay, the umbrella damage, which is okay, and then we got strategic sword special damage. This is obviously our best piece, but you can see with the gear is nothing special and we're still doing well. Bow in the ring means really nothing here. Now let's go over their inner ways as well as the skills, but quickly check this out. If you're a fan of immersive historical combat, then you're in luck. War Thunder is one of, if not the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, and it's available now for free on PC, console, and mobile devices. You get to take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships from 10 major nations, ranging from biplanes and armored cars of the 1920s to my personal favorite, fighter jets. Or maybe you just want to run main battle tanks, War Thunder has it all. With over 95 million players worldwide, War Thunder offers some of the most epic PvP battles in which you can truly test your strategy and skill, and with the game incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects, you're placed right at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. One of my personal favorite aspects of War Thunder is controlling the skies and raining down terror on the unfortunate enemy who dares to share the skies with me while I'm on the hunt. But if you're ready to jump into the action, click on the link in the description or pinned comment to try out War Thunder completely free. And right now they're doing a special bonus for anyone who has never played or hasn't logged in for 6 months or longer. When you sign up using my link, you'll get a massive bonus pack on PC or console that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decor, Eagle of Valor, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days of premium account, available for a limited time only. Coming over to our mystic arts, let's go over them quickly because these are very important. First off, we're going to be using the Drunken Poet as well as the Dragon Breath combo. As I've said in probably my last couple of videos, I really love this combo because they do really good things. The Dragon Breath is going to be a great little filler skill that you can use to still deal damage while regenerating your stamina. That's kind of the purpose of it. And then Drunken Poet is going to be essentially your, I'm going to press the button and it's going to like give me the buff. And I'll just show you right now. The reason for this is simple. We're just going to press it and then it'll have the buff ready. Because if you press 2 naturally, the Fire Breath naturally, it will drink and then instantly go. But if I'm in the middle of a fight, I can just press it like that and go right into the Fire Breath, and my stamina will be recharging during this time. So that's kind of the concept behind Drunken Poet at this point. We're also using Guardian Palm. I just really like the skill. When you jump up in the sky, you can get a good AoE damage if there's dealing with like ads. So you do have like ad fodder, like to deal with ad fodders, but there are some bosses that like do a lot of ads, and this can actually be really helpful. So that's why we're using Guardian Palm. And then finally, we're using Golden Body. The reason I'm using Golden Body is because it gives you a heal at the end. So once the duration ends, it'll give you a heal and then it'll give you some defense. I tend to stay in the fight a lot and right next to the boss. And I have noticed a lot of the healers and the tanks aren't doing a good job because we're starting to transition to that point where, you know, things are starting to hurt and they have to think, and they're not really thinking because they're used to the bad stuff, bad habits they were doing before. So I put Golden Body in simply because, you know, I really wanted to get it. I've gone over it before in the past, but I'll briefly explain where you get these things. Whenever you want to get the Drunken Poet, you're going to go to the Honest Merchant. He should be located in, you'll probably see it on screen, but the Honest Merchant, just buy wine from him and drink it. From this guy, the Dragon's Breath, you're just going to get that here in the Kai Feng. Here at the circus or fairgrounds, there's going to be a guy you need to talk to. He's going to tell you to come over here and get an item from a guy standing here. When you come from over here, you're going to just go back in here and then give him the item, and then you can claim it. I have the footage playing on screen, but that's basically what you need to do to get that. If you want the Golden Body skill, all you need to do is come to the Grand Imperial Temple in Kai Feng. And this guy here, Shi Yi, all you need to do is just steal it from him. Obviously, he's not there for me anymore because I stole it from him. You just steal it from him, it's a 90% chance to get it. And if you want to grab the Palm skill, all you need to do is wear 1,000 Buddhist Wept quest. Just simply follow this, and as you can see here, you'll get the Guardian Palm. Now, going over our inner ways, let's go over what we're using. First off, we're using the Wolf Chaser art. What this is for is the Heaven Quaker Spear, and what it does is it gives you a chance to basically reduce the requirement needed for Somber Sorrows to proc. And essentially, long story short, without reading all that, it just make your damage more, like you're more likely to deal more damage and just efficiency on damage. So you really want to use the Wolf Chaser's Heart. You get this literally the same place where you get the actual spear. So if you got the spear, you should have had this. If you opened every box, you need to open every single one of the boxes to actually get it. So just keep that in mind. We're also using Morale Chant. We actually got one breakthrough on this, which gave us more physical penetration. This one, we've talked about it many times. I'm sure most of you already have it. I'm not going to necessarily go walk over there and show you, but I'm gonna just show you on the map since we've already talked about it like a billion times on the channel. You're simply going to come over here to the Blissful Retreat. There's a vendor here that sells it. And then because it is level 6 now, if you guys want some easy ones, just come buy it from this guy for 2,000 more. Because this guy is actually able to actually sell it to you now. So make sure to go pick that up. For our other inner way, we're using the Sword Horizon. After casting Strategic Swords Martial Art Skill, Special Skill, or Charge Skill, you can press the skill button at the perfect timing during the ending phase to cast the Crossing Swords. And this does like a follow-up attack. Every one of these skills will have some form of follow-up attack. This just simply synergizes really well with Sword Horizon. Yeah, it's just really good synergy. I'll tell you where to get it as well. Now, how do you get this? You're going to come over here. For anyone who's never done it yet, you're going to come over here to the coffin shop, and this is going to bring us to the underground ghostlit market. You're going to teleport here to the ghostlit market if you already have this. What you're looking for is this building here specifically. I can't place a marker, but where my cursor is right here, you're looking for a library here. And when you go into the library, you'll see a guy just sitting on the roof. I know that sounds weird, but he's sitting on the ceiling rather. And you're going to buy the item you see me buying on screen now. I don't recall what it was called, but I have footage of it. But anyway, you're just going to buy all of the thing because it's a set chance. It's like 3% every 10 or something like that. But anyway, you're going to just buy all that and you'll get this skill. It's pretty simple, but it does cost a little bit of cash. Finally, we're going to be using adaptive steel. I've talked, whenever I was streaming, the chat said that another good option is Bitter Seasons. I haven't been able to test it reasonably yet to see which one is better. But I'm sure Bitter Seasons works really well because it's going to give you more physical damage shred. But otherwise, use adaptive steel if you don't feel comfortable. What adaptive steel does is it's going to give you 10% chance to apply bleed when you deal an affinity, which we're going to always do affinity damage because that's the nature of our build. And since we're using a spear, we're going to ignore 12.5% of physical defense with it. Even though spear isn't necessarily the most damage of our build, we still use it sometimes, especially when we're like mobbing and stuff. So it is pretty decent. Now, we've already talked about this a million times, so I'm not going to go show footage of it because that's just extra editing. You just come talk to the Melodies of Peace guy. We've talked about this many times. Just get it from him for doing all your oddities. Now, as promised, I'm going to just simply go over how the build works and how you would play it because there is something of a rotation that does matter, okay? So, first things first, you're going to walk into the fight and you're going to use Drunken Poet simply to get the intoxicated state so that we can blend in a little bit of the Dragon's Breath during key moments. You're going to start off by using your Q on your sword skill, which is your inner tracking slash, and this is going to apply bleeds. Once you do that, you're going to instantly swap to your spear, and you're going to do the hold R heavy skill. Now keep in mind, the hold R, you don't have to fully charge it. You can just hold it for a brief second and get the buffs. That's something I don't think a lot of people realize. You can actually just quickly press it and you'll get the buff, so that's important to note. When you do that, you're going to instantly go into the Q on your spear, and this is going to give you the damage buff so that your blades are dealing more damage and you're just dealing more damage. From there, you're going to either swap to your sword and use your little asterisk so you can do the little slash dash, or you can use Dragon Breath at this time to just give yourself a little bit more stamina. This is going to depend on what your stamina is looking like. Typically, I try to use Dragon Breath and then I'll swap to my sword during the Dragon Breath animation because it has like a Q system on the swap. And then you press, your little asterisk or tab, whatever, caps or whatever it is for you. And then you do your slash. And you'll do like 3 slashes, 4 slashes, whatever you can do. From there, after you finish the slash, you're going to do the Dragon Breath once again to use your Dragon Breath, but also to get your stamina back. Then you're going to go right back into Q slash, rinse, repeat, and you're going to continue to do the exact same combo. With that said, guys, that's pretty much it for this build video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or even some corrections, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. As I always say in every video, you don't have to have the best DPS, you don't have to have the best build. Kind of try to play and have fun, at the end of the day, that's what we play for. But if you're looking for a very powerful build, just use it how I do it here, and you'll probably top DPS charts unless someone's doing a similar build. Massive shout out to our friends over at War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to play it for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile now by using the link in the pinned comment or the video description. Keep in mind, new and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and console, including multiple vehicles and other goodies available for a limited time, so make sure not to miss out on that. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and just like that, young masters, I'll see you in the next one very soon.